Good morning and greetings from Northumberland. It's a beautiful morning. It's the 18th of March, and we awake again to news of terrible actions in Ukraine, of Russian airstrikes in a western city, and the way in which the Ukrainian forces are holding out heroically against the attacks against their communities, their cities and their countries. And I do notice that day by day we're adjusting to the reality of this war in a way that I'm not sure is anything but inevitable, but also may not be a healthy thing for us, because we've become hardened. We've become hardened to the way in which people treat each other, and the way in which violence, warfare and suffering is part of our daily diet. And although it doesn't come close to us, we see it there. And then I turned this morning to one of the readings for this morning from the book of Genesis. And it's the story of Joseph and his brothers. It's the story of their hatred for him, their contempt for him. They hated him because their father loved him, and they could not speak peaceably to him, it says in Genesis chapter 37. And then through that chapter there comes this plot, firstly to kill him, but then mitigated by Reuben to throw him into a pit. And then the Ishmaelites come and he's sold into slavery. It's a story of great cruelty. It's a story that helps us understand what human beings can do to each other through the centuries. And it brings us back to the tragedy we see today, when nations who should be brothers or sisters, nations that share a familial tie, are fighting each other. I've just been listening to a recording of someone working from a church in relief, and saying how this is affecting not only Russia and Ukraine, but the fear in Poland, the fear in the Baltic states, the fear in Georgia, the fear in Moldova is growing. There is a great upheaval in Europe, and we need to bear this on our hearts continually. So my message to me today and to you today is to not give up in our prayers. Many of us prayed year after year for Nazanin to be released from Iran, and finally the day came. And I would urge us all to continue to hold all the suffering of the world in our hearts, and to pray for their relief, whether it be the people of Georgia, of Ukraine, or the people of the Yemen, or the people of Georgia and the Baltic states and Poland who live in fear. Let us hold the vulnerable in our hearts and in our prayers. And may God bless Ukraine, may God bless Russia, and may God bless us all at this time.